let's talk about vitamin D. What's going on, guys? Peggy here, aka Nature Boy Fitness. Hope you guys are having a great day, staying safe from this illness. Lately, there's been a lot of news going around that vitamin D and the current illness has some sort of link. Apparently, low levels of vitamin D can help you reduce the chance of getting the illness. Which overall, if you look at the theories, it does make sense because vitamin D does improve your immune system. But it is not 100% confirmed whether or not vitamin D levels do in fact prevent you from catching this illness. What we do know is that majority of these cases that become severe, that a lot of patients that end up in the ICU, a big majority of them tends to have low vitamin D levels. Now, could it be because low vitamin D levels increases your chance of getting this illness? Maybe. Can you reduce your chance of getting the virus when you have a high vitamin D level? Maybe. No one knows. But I would rather have a higher vitamin D before I get sick rather than I get the illness during it. You know what I mean? And I think you would too. So I did a little bit of research to see how we can increase our vitamin D rather than getting it from the sun, where we originally get vitamin D. But some of us live in the northern hemisphere where we don't get sunlight half of the year, and some of us live in the Middle East where it's too hot to be outside, and some people in other places around the world that just cannot get. After all, 50% of all people are vitamin D deficiency. And you wouldn't really know if you're low on vitamin D unless you go get a blood test for that specific reason. There are signs and symptoms to show that if you are low on vitamin D, but we won't entirely know until we go get that blood test. So after doing a little bit of research, here are some foods that I found that we can increase our vitamin D. But first, let's kind of define what a vitamin D is. Vitamin D is a group of fat soluble that helps the body absorb important minerals, like for example magnesium, calcium, and other important minerals. Vitamin D is also responsible in your bone health and your immune system. There's two types of vitamin Ds. One is D2 and the other is D3. Long story short, D2 is plant-based, D3 is animal-based. By the way, guys, if you guys want to learn more in depth about vitamin D, there's a link in the description that will take you to a PhD scientist on YouTube. His name is Dr. John Campbell. Phenomenal doctor. He is tracking the illness on a daily basis, really, showing you updates around the world about the vaccine and how you guys can, protect yourselves and such. And he's just a phenomenal guy. And I found it quite interesting. And if you guys want to learn more, about vitamin D, click on that link and enjoy the video. Alright, so before we get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome to the Nature Boy Fitness, the Petty channel. We talk about nutrition, calories, and fitness, and maybe investments in the future. So if you guys are interested in those, just hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I try to post videos once a week. Now I'm trying to do it twice a week. If you guys are interested, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and so you guys be notified when my video drops. And for my existing subscribers, I love you all. Let's keep going. Enjoy this video, and I hope you guys can get some good information from this. This is how you increase your vitamin D drastically. Alright, so daily vitamin intakes for most adults based on research should be between 1000 IU to 2000 IU. But you guys should be talking to your doctors first so you know exactly how much you should be getting. It differs from person to person. But on average, this is the equal amount, this is the right amount that most adults should be having. So the first food here that has quite a bit of vitamin D is large eggs. And me and eggs, I love eggs, I have them almost every morning. Each egg has about 40 to 45 IU of vitamin D. To reach 1000 IUs, you need to eat 23 large eggs, which is kind of impossible and unhealthy to eat 23 eggs. Eating 2 to 3, maximum 4 if you're working out heavy is ideal to have on a daily or every other day basis. As well as if you guys don't want to eat eggs, there's other alternatives. You can have cereal, and yes, there is vitamin D in cereal. I have Frosted Flakes for cereal sometimes, and 30 grams of it, which is a cup, has about 100 IUs of vitamin D. Obviously, you're not going to be having that cereal just by itself. You're going to be having milk with it, and guess what? There's fortified milk, which is full of vitamin D. Just one glass or 250 milliliters of milk has about 100 IU of vitamin D. So if you put them together, that's about 200 IUs. And if you just want to have the milk by itself, you need to be having 10 glasses of milk or about 2,500 millimeters of milk to reach 1,000 IUs of vitamin D. For the most average people, we usually have 3 cups a day or 3 glasses a day. Again, we're far off from 10 glasses, and we should not be consuming 10 glasses because there's other minerals in there and macronutrients in there that could affect our body in a more of a negative way. But it's good to know that fortified milk has vitamin D. One of the best foods that anybody can eat to increase their vitamin D is fish. Now, salmon is one of the best foods that you can have, or even tuna, but we're going to use salmon as an example here. 200 grams of salmon is about 1052 IUs. I mean, that's amazing. That's a lot of vitamin D, and it's just great. And I mean, salmon is just fatty as well, so it has that healthy fats as well, just like the eggs. They have healthy fats as well. So salmon is a fantastic food to eat to increase your vitamin D drastically. Another food here that helps you increase your vitamin D, and you can add it to any diet really, is mushrooms. In order to be getting 1000 IU of mushrooms, you need to be eating 14,300 grams of mushrooms. I mean, that's just crazy. That's too much mushrooms. But it is one of those vegetables that do have vitamin D, and it's actually one of the main vegetables that has the most vitamin D. So you guys can always add this to your salads, always add this to your stew that you're having, to your rice, to whatever you want, and it'll give you that little increase of vitamin D. And mushrooms are freaking delicious, man. When you cook them, they're just amazing to have. Another type of foods here that has a lot of vitamin D, again, is fortified. This is yogurt. 100 gram of fortified yogurt has about 40 IU, meaning that we need to be having 2,500 grams of yogurt to hit 1,000 IU. I mean, again, that's too much. It's not practical, it's quite impossible, and it's not healthy. So, but this is something that you guys can implement on a daily basis, having a cup of yogurt a day, and this will also increase your vitamin D. A little tip from me when having yogurt, just get Doritos and just dip into yogurt and eat it. It's delicious. And next on the list here is fortified OJ. I mean, who doesn't like OJ? 250 milliliters of fortified orange juice has about 100 IUs of vitamin D. I mean, if you ask me, that is a very easy way to get your vitamin D. I mean, we all have orange juice on a daily basis. That's pretty much all the foods that really contain a good amount of vitamin D, sadly. As we can see here, we are very limited with our vitamin D options. Other than going outside for 30 minutes to expose ourselves to the sun to get that good, decent amount of vitamin D, there's another alternative that we can take to increase our vitamin D and not be in a deficiency. And that method is supplementation. As you may know, there's a lot of vitamin D supplements out there, and that's for good use because everyone, 50% of all people are vitamin D deficiency. It's just impossible to get it from food as we are limited. I mean, how much eggs can you have? How much milk can you have? How much mushrooms are you going to eat? It's just not practical to eat that much just to get your amount of vitamin D. Now, if you spend most of your day outside in the sun, you have more than enough vitamin D, but most of us, 50%, we don't. So the best thing to turn to is supplementation. Now, the one that doctors recommend all the time, that when I go ask them about vitamin D, and the ones that my parents use on a daily basis, is a Now branded vitamin D3 tablet or pill, which each pill has about 1,000 IUs of vitamin D. The recommendation of this is to have 2 pills a day while you're eating a meal so you can absorb the amount of vitamin D that's going in more efficiently. Now, if you guys are like me that can't swallow pills, because I can't swallow pills for my darn life, I take this gummies, vitamin D gummies. And this one has about 4,000 IUs per 2 pieces. Now, obviously I don't take 2 pieces a day. I'm outside in the sun for a good amount of the day. So I have about 1 every day, so 2,000 IUs every other day. Now, what I love about this vitamin D is the fact that it literally tastes like gummies, like strawberry flavored, and it's just delicious. So if you guys are interested in increasing your vitamin D, these 2 supplements that I just showed you are well proven and doctor approved, and obviously my parents use it, I use it, and so the link is in the description if you guys are interested. Now, I couldn't find this exact brand in Amazon. If you guys search it, it's called FitOx Vitamin D Gummies. You guys can find it, no problem. But I'll have an alternative in the description for a different type of gummy vitamin D that's also delicious. But first, make sure you go to your doctor to get like a blood test or so he can evaluate you about vitamin D so you don't over intoxicate on it. And so you know exactly how much your body needs because everybody's different. I need about 1,000 to 2,000 IUs every day. You may need different amounts. Everybody's different. So that's why you should always go to your doctor to get tested and to make sure you're getting the right amount, and then therefore go ahead and get the vitamins. And guys, on a serious note, we all want this illness to go away. We all want to go back to normal how things are. I mean, we're all getting tired of this quarantine, lockdown, can't travel. Pretty much our freedom is taken away, which is just sucks, So it's very important just to, keep safe. And if vitamin D really does help us prevent this illness, I think it's worth looking into investing in some so we can be safe and we can obviously increase and be more healthier. So yeah, guys, try your best to stay safe. I wish you all the best and the most health as possible. Like this video if you guys enjoyed, comment below if you guys learned something, share this video to bring more awareness to vitamin D, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.